really do need to stop the count. I'm pretty certain he's been dealing drugs on Sesame Street for years. Hey everybody, it's Aidan here once again, and welcome back to the channel as it's time to press the issue on something that I've been thinking about for a while. Why are people obsessed with the Nordschleife, in sim racing that is? It seems that there are only two tracks on the planet, Spa in Belgium and the Nürburgring in Germany. And like Chris Hayes said in his video on the subject of Spa and its popularity, go into the online lobby menu for Assetto Corsa and your choices are either GT3s around the Aidan forest or an opportunity to smash up a £500,000 Ferrari in Germany. And that's pretty much your lot. The Nürburgring is a standard, like Spa, Monza and Silverstone. It's in every sim and every racing game on the planet. But it seems to be the only one that anybody cares about. Now, the Assetto Corsa Competizione forums are awash with two questions. 1. When are we getting drift cars? 2. When are we getting the Nordschleife? And Automobilista 2 is getting the track soon? I actually don't know. Now I want to get something out of the way before we get into the nuts and bolts of this little lecture. Of sorts. I don't actually hate the Nordschleife. I've turned a few laps on it for the purposes of this channel in the past, one of which ragging a Vauxhall Insignia or a Holden Commodore around the track in an attempt at beating Sheddy Irvine's lap around here, or Jacques Villeneuve. I prefer Jacques Villeneuve, but either way, I'm talking about Jimmy Broadbent. So if you're thinking you don't like the Nordschleife because you can't get round, I can. And have. I guess the first thing that immediately springs to mind as to why people love it is the fact that it's long and technical. There's every corner conceivable around there, and obviously you've got elevation changes which a track has to have to be good, apparently. You've got the run from the Link Road with the GP track down the hill towards Vlugplatz, you've got the run to Arenberg, you've got the snaky bit around Bergwerk where Lauda lost it in 76, and then you've got the final sector after the carousel that was Stefan Bello's playground in 1983. Getting a lap hooked up does fill you with that sense of achievement. You've survived 14 miles without dying, but that's a feeling that I get every time in iRacing when I'm overtaken by an LMP1 without being wiped out. There have actually been longer tracks, one of which is still in use today, the Isle of Man TT course. It's 37 miles long, it's 3 times the length of the Nordschleife, and that's also on public roads with no speed limit. Pescara was 16 miles, and that, today, is still the longest track to ever hold an F1 event. It's a track that Enzo Ferrari refused to send his cars to because of the 500-foot cliff that separated you from ending up in the Adriatic. And just because it's long, doesn't mean it's good. Just ask my wife. Throwing a Ford Transit into Schwedenkreuz shouting power and trying to get a slide on is fun. Seeing if a Reliant Robin will reach the end without flipping for banter is also fun. But for racing, I actually don't know. Maybe it's because I'm used to racing touring cars or other sprint racing like that, and I enjoy that kind of racing. Racing on the Nordschleife just becomes a conga line until the Dirtinger Ho, and then it just becomes the Indy 500 of people trying to break the slipstream. It's like that Batman meme, the one where you're being slapped. It's like, Nordschleife, no! Racing! Not hard lapping! And speaking of Ford Transits, that might be a part of it as well. People inspired by Frau Schmitz to take a random car or 3.5-ton commercial vehicle or a bus with 1500 horsepower that can drift to the track to see what time it will do. And again, that shit is fun! There is a certain comedy to seeing Senna sat on the side of Mansell's Williams flying down the Dirtinger Ho or a lawnmower going over the curb at YouTube Corner. And in the real world, I would like to have a go. I would like to have a go at the Nordschleife to be able to say, I've done it. It's in the same way as a football fan, I've been able to see my team play at Wembley, or as an ice hockey fan, I've been to the NHL Hall of Fame in Toronto. Maybe it's because in the simulation you don't get that same adrenaline buzz that you would in a real car, being that close to killing yourself. Okay, that's an exaggeration. But talking from a sim racing standpoint over the course of this video, rather than the real world sort of standpoint, I can take or leave the track. If it never came into my favourite racing simulator, I wouldn't be bothered. But when it all comes down to it, it's just personal preference, isn't it? At the same time, maybe it's the years of being told that as a racing fan I have to love the Nordschleife, it's put me off a bit. It's the same way that, as a guitar player, I have to like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. I don't. Paul Gilbert's pretty damn good though, and that John Mayer. And Brad Paisley. They can play. Yes, in the past I've called it the Nordschleife, but that's a joke, and you don't need to take that so seriously. Those who have been following the channel will know that I prefer Bathurst and would actually prefer racing around Le Mans all day to the Nordschleife. Lauda, Ickx, Beloff, Clark, Stewart, they all left their mark on the track in more ways than one. It is challenging. It's a totally insane piece of tarmac, and it's a permanent source of content for sim racing YouTubers. But at the same time, can we stop pretending that it's the only track on the planet, please? So what do you think? Are you a Nordschleife superfan, or are you a take and leave sort of guy like myself who just likes to throw in one bombastic lap every so often? Let me know down in the comments, and let's see where things go, because, yeah, that's why Pressing Issues exists. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumb up and subscribe if you want more of a fat dude having a waffle from time to time. And obviously, big thanks to the patrons of this channel on Patreon who are floating up onto your screen right now. And if you want to join in the Discord stuff, maybe become a Patreon donator or just follow me on Twitter as I make memes about the US election, yeah, go on, that's all going to be in the description too. So, until next time, I've been Aidan Millward, have a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you all again soon for another video. So until then, bye bye.